Hi, I'm Helen Z, and I'm so happy to be sharing with you today. I'm going to talk about one subject that's very close to my heart when I talk about fertility and what I feel is the missing key that a lot of people don't talk about. Not your clinicians, not your fertility doctors, not the books, hardly the internet. And that is the polarization and the magnetism that you have in your body and that with your partner, which helps ignite the fertility power that lives within you. Sounds powerful, right? And it's because it is. It is the trick, the secret, the key, whatever word you want to use to igniting your body and preparing yourself for that fertility power to be sparked and new life to be born into you. Do you want to know more? I am going to share everything that I know. So what I find, and I'm a relationship and intimacy coach, and I specialize in fertility. So for a number of years, I've helped countless women and couples on their fertility journey and also with their intimacy. One thing that people don't want to look at is like they know that they need to be able to have sex, to be able to have a baby. And we can honestly say that that's not really the case anymore because through assisted reproductive therapies, we actually don't even need to have sex. And for implantation and pregnancy to take place. So things are changing. But in that, what's also changing is the way that we interact in our relationship to try and have a means to an end. And when the relationship starts to go a little bit downhill and we're not getting what we want through the sexual interaction, we start to question and trust what's happening in our body. Can you relate? Sometimes we start to leak out and a little bit nasty towards our partner in what they're not doing and what they are doing or doing incorrectly for you not to get your desired result. And that can't be good for the relationship, right? And your baby coming in wants to be able to experience love and joy and happiness, and your child deserves that, and so do you in the relationship with your body and the relationship with each other. So let's talk about magnetism for a moment. So you've got a fridge and you've got a magnet, and some magnets really stick on and the force is quite strong. And there's other magnets that can't even hold a piece of paper to your fridge. It just slides down. So it's safe to say that that magnetism isn't so high. It's slippery. It doesn't quite do the job that it needs to. Whereas the other magnet is like, yeah, it's staying put until I move it to do whatever I want to do with it. Our bodies respond the same way. And we can add the magnetism to our bodies because this is the key element that draws one sexual episode separate to another sexual episode that brings your baby forth, that sparks new life. So I am talking about traditional sex and lovemaking here. And I'm going to backtrack for a moment and give you a little bit of an anatomy description here about how the human body works and how the arousal response works. It's safe to say that the softer a woman's cervix is and the ability for it to open and stay open during the ovulation phase, you have got a greater success at falling pregnant. But what normally happens with the body is, for a woman's body especially, it goes through phases and stages of opening up the arousal response. So this is where I get excited. This is where I get juicy in sharing this information with you. Our brain is the first part of our sexual chemistry because there's all the hormones that take place, the arousal response that we feel in our body gets fueled by the brain. hormones get rushed down to the areas of the body that need it, and we start in lovemaking, copulation, orgasm, the whole gamut. Our heart is the second place of our sexuality, and lastly, it is our genital area. And when all three work in unison, we're able to experience deeper lovemaking, just like that honeymoon glow that we have when we first get together with a partner. And that's the phase that we need to try and bring back and juice up in our relationship. So the three things: the brain with the sexual chemistry, the heart, which opens and expands in the lovingness, and also the genital area. Now, for a woman to be fully aroused and the cervix to be nice and juicy and ripe and ready, it takes 40 minutes for the cervix to be fully open and, as I said, juiced up. And a lot of people who make love and have sex, the average is less than 5 minutes. So we need to rely on foreplay. And women, you need to rely on utilizing the time before you get to bed or before you're about to make love to keep yourself in a juicy state. So if you're preparing dinner or if you're preparing for getting to bed, know that it's part of the preparation for lovemaking. Touch yourself. Wear something nice that feels good, or your favorite fragrance. You might want to have a shower or a bath. Things like this start to get your arousal response up. Okay? Now, if you are making love with your partner, allow eye gazing. So when you look at each other, there is signals that are sent to the brain to calm your nervous system down, and your partner can also start to realize the arousal response through your dilated pupils, through your face changing, you softening. And these are all the ways that your body becomes ready. And another beautiful practice, and add this one in, is around ovulation time. You can also send a blessing or a prayer or an intention out to the world that you are hoping that this is the lovemaking that's going to create your baby. So take it to the eyes and then take it to the breasts. A lot of breast play, and you can do this for yourself, women, and your partners can help you with breast play. It actually helps activate your body and magnetize it even more. And men enjoy this. There's a lot of men that adore breast play, and I work with a lot of couples where they just go, yep, there's too much to do, don't go to that area, and you both miss out. And why miss out when you can have the whole gamut and you can create your child through this beautiful, sensuous lovemaking technique? And so when you do get to the lovemaking, make sure that your partner is quite wet and moist and juicy. Allow the sensuality between both of you, and also allow quite a bit of time being inside your partner. So a man being inside his woman, inside his partner, whether part of that is digitally, but I highly recommend most of that being penis to vagina contact, because when you get to slow things right down, you also get to feel this beautiful vibration between the two of you, and the magic gets to spark up and stream through your body, allowing this beautiful chemical cocktail, this hormonal cocktail, to open up in readiness for the magic moment of conception. So I hope this has inspired you and given you an opportunity to potentially change things up a little bit in your lovemaking and bring that magnetism back. So as a recap, be that strong magnetism between you and your partner, as opposed to that weak, right, we're going in, we just need to have sex. It's just 5 minutes, do it, temperature's here, done. After a while, the relationship can start to falter, in that intimacy can start to falter, and getting pregnant can become a little bit harder. So on to the other side. Prepare yourself, feel into it, juice it up, have a gorgeous time, get into that honeymoon feeling. You don't need to spend hours on end being in lovemaking, which is why women, it's so important to be in touch with your body and have that sensuality simmering in the background. And you can be responsible for that. There are things you can do about that. Now, eye gaze, feel into that warm flush, a lot of breast play, and then entering and coming into stillness as well. I am available below for private coaching for women as well as couples, where we can work on this in a much, much deeper level. But I hope for now you've got something out of today's conversation, and this may be it. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you if this has created a difference for you. Let's keep the conversation open. Thank you.